Hello everyone, I welcome you once again to what I'm about to discuss or talk about this time. I want you to share this video. I want you to like my Facebook page and also subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel, Emmanuel Eze. I want to talk about four stupid things that most African countries do, most especially Nigeria. Number one stupid thing that most African countries do, especially Nigeria, is allowing someone to remain in power after election results have been declared. It's funny, but it's a serious matter where somebody is allowed to remain in power for 3 good months, 90 days after election results have been declared. Listen to me. For Nigeria to be a country that is reasonably governed, 24 hours after election results have been declared, handover should be made. Yes, new government should take over. New government can prepare for their inauguration within 3 months. So when election results are declared, 24 hours after election results are declared, the government that has been defeated should hand over power to the incoming government immediately. It is stupid to give somebody 90 days to still remain in power after election results have been declared. Now come to think about it. What do you do within these 3 months? The government that's been defeated, you've given him enough chance to steal as much as he wants. You've given him enough opportunity to compensate his failure. You've given him enough privilege to do anything they want. Let me tell you something. Any government that been defeated in an election and you allow the government to stay for 3 good months before handing over power to incoming government can loot money that would cover the next 4 years he would have stayed. Yes. So what is the point? What is the point? Now when you talk about fighting corruption, this is where you should start fighting corruption. So if election results are declared 24 hours after election results have been declared, there should be a handover. When you hand over to the new government that is coming, the new government takes over power immediately. From there you will see the loopholes of the outgoing government. You will know their atrocities, everything will be revealed. But when you give them 3 good months to stay in power, after they are defeated, they have every opportunity to cover their dirty dealings, to cover all the nasty transactions they've done. This gives them opportunity to sell off some government properties. They will immediately auction them just to have compensatory money. They just to compensate themselves. So number one stupid thing Nigeria should stop if they really want to fight corruption, if they really want to go anywhere, is 1, hand over power 24 hours after election results are declared. Number 2, never borrow money for road construction if there is no toll gates from which you can recover the money for the loan you borrowed. Yes. See, let me tell you something. Whether you want to believe it or not, road users should pay for the road constructed. Road users should pay for the road constructed. But you have to make sure the roads are clean, the roads are neat, the roads are perfect. So you don't borrow money to construct roads when you don't have means to get the money, unless the money is not borrowed. If the money is not borrowed, good, anybody can use the road. There will be no responsibility attached to the road users. But if the money is borrowed, if you've taken a loan from any country, anywhere to construct a road, either state government, either federal government, there should be a toll gates from which the payment and the repayment of the loans is recovered. Are you getting what I'm saying? It is stupid. It is very, very stupid for a government to borrow a loan for road construction without building toll gates from which they can recover the money. When you construct these toll gates, make sure that the roads are perfectly in order, everything fitted perfectly in order. When these loans are repaid by the road users, the toll gates should be destroyed immediately. You destroy the toll gates after the money is recovered. You don't have to go and borrow money from a country or from an agency, use the money for construction of roads, and you don't even have any means of getting back the money from the people that are using the roads. It's very, very abnormal. It's very, very abnormal. So what happens? You get a loan from an organization for something. Now you are paying the loan from another source. No, the people that are using the road should be responsible in repaying the loan that has been borrowed. So what government should do is to get a loan, build nice roads, but make sure that the responsibility of repaying the loans are thrown back to the road users by building a toll gate. Yes, building a toll gate. That's it. So when you do it, you save yourself the stress of finding how to repay the loan. So the negotiation with the construction companies might be that the loan will be repaid in 10 years, in 5 years, in 20 years. So from the time of commissioning of the road until the lapsing of the agreement, the road users will be responsible in repaying the loan. So every month you are giving back to the people that constructed the road their money. Every month you are paying them, and you are not just only paying them, the government is also getting some money from the money that were collected from the road users through toll gates. The government is also getting some money to be maintaining the road as long as the loans are paid by the road users. Free. It is stupid for a country not to have a strategic plan. Yes, it is stupid for a country not to have a strategic plan. What do I mean? A country should have a roadmap of where they want to be in the next 10 years. A country should have a roadmap where they want to be in the next 20 years. Now, this roadmap is what will guide all the political parties involved. All the political parties involved. Either you are a ruling party, you are an opposition party. What should guide you is the roadmap, the strategic plan of the nation that has been set before you. You are not coming to bring anything. You are only coming to see a way of making it possible for the nation to achieve this roadmap within the set time or within the deadline that has been stipulated. Now let's take for an example. In the United Nations, the United Nations has what we call Millennium Development Goal. They have 2020 Millennium Development Goal. They have 2030 Millennium Development Goal. This Millennium Development Goal is the roadmap, is the strategic plan of what the United Nations wants to achieve. Now, no Secretary General of United Nations can come and start doing another thing. Anything any Secretary General of the United Nations does while in the office for a period of 5 years will be to make sure that the Millennium Goal is achieved. So he brings his strategies, he brings his ideas, he brings his own sketch, whatever he has drawn on how it will be achieved within that specified period of time. The same thing should be applied to African nations, most especially countries like Nigeria. You should have a roadmap. Where do you want this country to be in the next 10 years. Now, political parties, what is happening in Nigeria and some African countries is this. Political parties have their agendas. Political parties have their whatever they want to achieve, whatever agenda they want to achieve. So because the government or the nation has no plan, has no strategic plan, political parties comes to give us plan. Most of their plans are obsolete. Most of their plans are outdated. Most of their plans are nothing but to loot. But if there is a roadmap for the nation, where the nation is going, let's take for an instance, if there is a plan that says in the next 10 years, Nigeria wants to have 20 international airports. Nigeria wants to have 20 international airports. Now, political parties, whatever political parties that is ruling, their actions will be checked based on what they've done to achieve this plan. So if, for instance, every roadmap is set for a political party comes into power and stay for 4 years, 8 years without finishing or achieving or helping the country to advance, then that will be the yardstick by which their actions are checked. It will be the yardstick by which the actions are checked. You don't just allow a political power who comes and say, I will do this, I will do that. No. This is their agenda. Agendas of political parties should not destroy where the nation should be going, should be heading to. It's a different something to do. So every agenda of any political party should be intended to the plan, strategic plan of the nation. The strategic plan of the nation, or the roadmap that the nation have set. So if a political party is coming in, they know how this is where we want to be in the next 10 years. This is where we want to be in the next 5 years. This is where we want to be in the next 4 years. So they will come bringing in their agenda, intending to achieving the strategic plan that the nation has set in place. So because we don't have any yardstick, anybody comes in power to do anything. So it is stupid for a nation not to have a strategic plan of action. It is stupid for a nation not to have a strategic plan. It is stupid for a nation not to have a roadmap of where they are heading to. Remember, every country, even Nigeria, my country, is a member of the United Nations. And Nigeria, no matter their plan, no matter their agenda, is helping to advance the agenda of the United Nations. United Nations Development Goal 2020-2030. But the question is, what is Nigeria doing? Do they have any plan? Where are they going? Number 4 stupid things we do as a country, especially Nigeria, is fighting corruption with no plan on how to curb corruption. Yes, corruption has to be institutionalized. You want to fight corruption, you want to curb corruption, you don't just pursue people. What you see, what you pursue is what you've seen. And what you've seen has a root. What you pursue as a corruption agency, what you pursue is what you see. And what you see has a root. So you are pursuing it on the periphery. You are not going down the route. So for us to fight corruption, for us to curb corruption, for us to destroy corruption, corruption topics has to be taught in our nursery schools, in our primary schools, in our tertiary institution, in workplaces. Every workshop that organizations organize, they should be taught corruption. They should be taught how to be corrupt free. You know what I'm saying? You have to define it. You have to define it. So it is stupid for you to just create anti-corruption agencies, whatever name you've given them, and they are just going after whoever they just had making noise or showing off and all that. No. It has to be institutionalized. You have to make it a part of the nation to curb corruption, corruption issues, corruption topics has to be taught in our primary schools, in our nursery schools, in our secondary schools, and in our university. So it is stupid to have a corruption agency that does not know how to fight corruption. So I thank you all for listening to this video. Like I said earlier, I want you to like my Facebook page, share this video. If the video has broadened your mind on one issue or the other that I've discussed, I just want you to share the video, make it go viral. More videos are coming, and you can as well subscribe to my YouTube channel. Emmanuel Eze. Emmanuel Eze is my YouTube channel. See you next time.